in your own time.
Okay, so today I'd just like to say a few words about archery. I just want to talk about what it is, why it's difficult, and how to be successful in archery. So here you see on the picture the basic idea of archery. So you stand on a line. The target is some distance away, typically between 20 and 100 meters. You shoot an arrow. You aim to get into the middle of the target. Okay, sounds easy. All right. What makes it difficult is, first of all, the distance. So tiny changes in what you're doing on the left-hand side there lead to enormous changes at where the arrow hits the target. And then another thing is the kind of physics of the situation. The arrow doesn't actually fly in a straight line. This picture at the bottom shows, in an exaggerated way, the fact that the arrow is actually flying in a wiggly path, and the arrow itself is flexing as it flies. Okay, so it's not straightforward at all. Okay, and of course there's wind as well. Okay, so how do you actually get the arrow to hit the middle of the target? Okay, so the key is consistency. Okay, consistency in everything that you do. So if you can get the arrow to always go in the same place, then you can adjust things so that the place that it goes is right in the middle of the target. Okay, so here's me shooting an arrow at the water cooler over there. Okay, so I'm standing like this, and I'm pulling the arrow back to here, and I'm looking towards the target. So consistency means things like the arm has to be always the same distance away from my face. This hand has to be always in the same position with respect to my chin. I have to be standing always in the same way, and so forth and so on. Okay, I have to let go in the same way each time. The way that I hold the bow in this hand has to be the same. Okay, and if I do all those things successfully the same way each time, and if I don't kind of yawn or chew gum when I'm trying to shoot, then the arrow will always go the same way. Okay, that's the idea. So you got to practice to achieve that. And another thing is equipment is important for maintaining consistency. There's lots of high-tech equipment in archery. So I brought my bow with me. Here it is. Okay, you see that there's a middle bit that I'm holding on to, which is stiff. And then there's bendy bits at the end that the string is attached to. So when I pull it back, those bits bend. Those are made out of high-tech material, various space-age things. The string itself is high-tech. It's just stretchy enough, but not too stretchy, and it goes through the air differently from an ordinary piece of string. There's a sight which is finely adjustable up and down and left and right, so that once I've got the arrows always going in the same place, I can adjust it so that that place is right in the middle of the target, so that when I look through the sight at the target, I can make the arrows go where I want them to go. You see there's this long stick coming out of the bow. That's called a stabilizer, and that's to make it easier to hold the bow steady and to combat torque that takes place when you release the arrow. There's a tendency for the bow to twist or move side to side, and so that helps with that. And there's shock absorbers, so that when I release the arrow, the bow doesn't vibrate too much in my hand. And then here's an arrow. I brought an arrow with me, so you see that it's a little bit flexible, and the degree of flex is important. So the stiffness has to be according to the strength of the bow and the style of shooting and the thickness of the arrows as well, and the balance is also critical. Okay, so all these things contribute to consistency, and once you've actually got the right equipment and you've worked out how to actually shoot, then the key finally is to practice and practice and practice until you're actually able to always get the arrow right in the middle of the target like that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Come back and have a seat.